seated.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt, on the radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on podcasts everywhere. And then you can go to talklawradio.com. I've been talking to a lot of the candidates running for mayor for the city of San Antonio. Just finished talking to Santos Alvarado, and I wanted to give you a heads up about some of the important dates when it comes to this mayoral race. You have to be registered to vote already before April 3rd. The election voting day is May 3rd, and there's early voting April 22nd through the 29th. And this is one of our hidden legal issue blind spots, voting. You have a right to vote in San Antonio, in the state of Texas, in the United States of America. We need to exercise our right to vote, because if we don't exercise our constitutional rights, we might lose them. So voting is very important to me, my family. It's very important to this radio show. It's one of the reasons why I like to talk to you about the law, is so that you know what your rights are, so you can exercise your rights. So that's the mayoral race. Do you think it's important to vote for the mayor? Do you think the mayor's position is important in city government? Let me know what you think. Post a comment on Facebook. Post a comment on YouTube. Or email me at host@talklawradio.com. That's HOST@talklawradio.com. I wanted to talk about some other things that I learned in connection to City of San Antonio, in connection to the mayoral race. I learned that there's no early voting on April 21st because, why? Well, you probably already know this. It's San Jacinto Day, April 21st, 1836. It's the celebration of the Battle of San Jacinto on April 21st, 1836. It was the final battle of the Texas Revolution. Did you know that? Well, see, I'm from New Mexico. I got here as quick as I could, and I've been here for 22 years, but I'm still learning the history of San Antonio and the state of Texas. So the San Jacinto Day, it commemorates the Battle of San Jacinto between the Texas Army and the Mexican forces. The battle was a turning point for Texas independence from Mexico. So there you go. That's why early voting starts on April 22nd and not April 21st. What are some of the values that you want your mayor to hold? What are some of the guiding principles you want the mayor to use when making decisions? What are the policies that you want the mayor to focus on? Are there things that the old mayor did that you don't like, that you want changed? Are there new things that you want the new mayor to focus on? This is just one of the issues today that I'm talking about because I had one of the mayoral candidates on, Santos Alvarado, and I'm going to keep interviewing these candidates for mayor because I want you to know who's running. There's 27 candidates for mayor, and I've interviewed 5 of them already, 6 including Santos. So you might want to go to Facebook and watch the videos of our interviews with them, or you can go to YouTube, or you can go to talklawradio.com and search the archived videos. Some of the issues that not many of the candidates have talked about is whether the city should build a new stadium for the Spurs downtown. Well, I know that's an oversimplification of how the stadium would get built. There's developers, there's a team, there's other investors, I'm sure. But do you think it's a good idea for the city to be disrupted? A lot of parts of the downtown are going to have to be demolished and rebuilt, and I'm sure that some people don't like that. Let me know what you think. Post a comment on the Facebook live feed or go to YouTube and post a comment there. By the way, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can get alerts to let you know when new episodes are being produced. All you have to do is go to YouTube and search, then type in Talk Law Radio and look for the Lady Justice and the red, white, and blue logo and hit subscribe. Thanks. Okay, well, I'm going to be talking about some other stuff, some other news that's been going on. But I want to remind you about the show. And if you're new to the show, I want to give you my mission and purpose for the show. So, number one, to go and tell and be a light for how one lawyer, this guy, lives his faith. Number two, inspire you to pursue your dreams and create a legally enforceable legacy that can be passed on as an inheritance to your loved ones. Number three, to protect you from hidden legal issue blind spots and help you see opportunities that the law provides you and your business. And I mentioned this just a minute ago, remind you of our constitutional rights to defend freedom and exercise liberty and strengthen the national economy, of which brings prosperity to us all. And finally, number five, to promote charity, which benefits mankind worldwide. You may have seen me on video or heard me on the radio talking about some charitable nonprofits, and that's why I do that. I want to bring them to the forefront of your mind to let you know what they're doing for the community, and maybe you can support them as well. What's interesting to you, though? I always talk about what's interesting to me, but I want to know what's interesting to you, so I'm asking you for feedback, please. So rank the following laws or legal focus areas according to your interest, from having 1 low interest and 10 having the highest interest. Business law, criminal penal law, disability law, elder law, estate law, immigration law, trust law, constitutional law, property law, tax law, or something else. Let me know your answer by posting your comment in the live feed or going to YouTube and posting your comment there, or emailing me at host@talklawradio.com. That's HOST @talklawradio.com. I'm looking for issues that you're confused about or issues that you're concerned about that the public needs to know or are a concern. That's what I like to do here. Here's something that I learned about in the news just the other day. This was written in the San Antonio Express News about how the Texas Supreme Court accused a San Antonio area resident of unauthorized practice of law. Now, you probably guessed that me as an attorney, I don't want other people pretending to be lawyers in the community, because that's my gig. That's my job. That's what I worked hard for. That's what I went to school for. That's why I stayed up late and woke up early and studied the books relentlessly. But there's more to it than that. You see, we learn a lot of stuff that you don't know is in the background of all the other laws. A lot of these things go hand in glove, even though you don't know it. They fit together, and it builds on itself. And so that's why we had to study Old English law, because the Old English common law is where the United States got its first laws. And so we had to study that, and we had to study Supreme Court cases, and we had to study statutes, and I even studied comparative law. I went overseas to study international law at the University of Innsbruck for a summer. So that's why it's important that you ask legal questions to attorneys, because on the surface, you're just asking a simple question, right? I mean, that's what everybody, they call, they say, I just have a simple question. Well, it might take you 5 seconds to ask the question, but in order for me to give you a proper, thorough answer, it's going to take me at least half an hour, maybe an hour to answer your question, because I don't want you to assume things. And I don't want to assume facts and circumstances that you're unaware of. So attorneys always have to know all the facts and circumstances, and we have to qualify if this, maybe if that. I have a friend of the show, criminal defense firm that was on the show talking about Halloween and criminal law last October, I think. And he has this hat, and it says depends. So it's funny to us lawyers, because any question you ask us, we can always answer with, it depends. Depends on the facts and circumstances and how the law applies. Well, I'm going to have to end this segment soon, but I want you to stay tuned. Come listen to all the commercials and then keep listening, because I'm going to tell you more about this San Antonio area resident that's in trouble for unauthorized practice of law. Stay with me.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.